All right, I guess we're going to try this one more time here. It is 11:38 in the evening. My last video, I started talking about. I'm trying to remember what I was just talking about because I got sidetracked, and I went from talking about not being a little more insecure when I was younger. About that's where I was going with it. I remember now. Oh, the people from the last video, if they don't get to this one, they're missing out. What was it? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so. Okay, don't lose it now, Darren. In between being insecure and getting more comfortable with myself. Come on now, Darren. I've been joking around. There it goes out the window again. Oh, man, maybe I'm getting part-timers or something. Oh, my goodness gracious. Good golly, Miss Molly. All right, let me see if I can think about this a minute here. I had it. It was right there, too. Oh, I don't like when that happens. It's talking about insecurities and being able to talk about stuff. My. Well, darn it. Let's let it fly right out the windows. Come on, Darren, bring it back. Where's it at? Insecurities. Oh, school. Because I talked about ditching school and kindergarten and stuff, and then how I was insecure when I was younger. Aha, it's back now. So, like if we'd have a book report, I was so insecure when I was younger, trying to stand in front of people or talking in front of big people, even though I would always stick up for underdogs. I'd jump in right for that, but otherwise, as for having to be in front of a lot of people, I was more shy that way. So, if it was a day where you like had to do a book report or something, even up into grade school, junior high, even high school, I didn't like book reports or having to stand up in front and talk to people. So when it came to days like that, like if we knew we were having a book report coming, that was a day either I was going to be ditching or trying to stay home sick or something, because I just did not want to have to stand up in front of everybody and talk. And I could tell there's other kids that felt the same way, but they still got up and did it. But I was just like, nope, man, not me. This is not happening. I ain't going to be here, If I have to, I'll get up and walk right out of this class, So, yeah, I just didn't want to do that. Even though I get along with people outside of that, I could talk to any of the kids in the class, but to stand up in front of them all and talk at once, it was just weird. I don't know, I didn't like it. Now I could. And I couldn't do it all the time, but right now, catch me in the right mood or the right feeling or flow or something, I could stand on the stage in front of 1 million people and talk, and it wouldn't faze me. But now, if I'm not in that right mood, I'm like, no way, I ain't getting up there. So now it just kind of depends on the situation, and how I'm free flowing or something. But it's getting more and more to where I'm getting more and more comfortable with it. But guess we'll just keep taking it a step at a time and see where this all goes. I do get a little nervous about, God wanted me to start talking about it more, and if it turns into a huge thing, I don't want to. I was telling him, I hope he doesn't want me to be like a crowd preacher, like where I really don't feel, and I don't think that's what it is. I don't think God's going to do that. I mean, he could. I mean, it's his choice. He can do whatever he wants. But I hope he ain't going to do that to me. Maybe someday in the future, maybe I could see maybe doing guest speaking or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard for me to think about scheduling that. Maybe my view or my comfort level will change in that in the future or something. Because I could see where, if I could learn to just get more comfortable with that, I could see where I could create quite an impact, positive impact in the world. But right now, it's the best way to do it, making these videos and doing this channel, because I ain't got everybody standing right here looking at me while I'm trying to talk, So right now, if I had like 1,000, if I was live right now and I had 1,000 people, as long as I'm not paying attention to the screen or what's going on, I wouldn't know. So I could just keep going on being my jolly old self, doing whatever. But if all of a sudden I looked, depending on how I was feeling, if I looked and seen that there was 1,000 people watching me live, then I might start like kind of freezing up a little bit, because that's how I was when I did not want to be in front of this camera. But I have a healthy fear of the Lord. And when he said he wanted me to talk about him more, I started doing that with people. But then I feel like he wants me to make a really big impact, reach more people. So that's why this channel started. And my church is your church. If you're not sure or haven't heard of it, it's like Mikasa Sukasa, which I think is Greek for my castle is your castle kind of thing. And my karate master used to treat me that way. That I was always welcome around him. What's mine is yours, he'd always say. You come over to visit me. If it's his place, you come over to visit me. Just come walking in. Of course, I wouldn't just come walking in. I'd not you announce yourself when you walk in, but in the beginning, I was knocking. He'd always tell me, "What you standing out there knocking for? Come on, just come on in." So then he'd tell me, if I'm thirsty, go to the fridge, get yourself a soda pop or something whatever you're thirsty for. And then he'd tell me, but if there's only one left, you better leave that one for me. And because he was the karate master, I never took the last pop. Not unless he said so. If he said there's only one in there, but go grab it, or something, you can have it, or something, then I would. Or if I went to get one, I'd be like, ah. He'd be like, how come you didn't grab pop? I'd be like, because there's only one in there. He'd be like, go ahead, take it, So, but I gotta go getting sidetracked again. So yeah, I've gotten more comfortable talking to more people at once. Whereas when I was younger, I couldn't do that. But it kind of comes and goes, depending on my mood or what I'm going through in life, I always try to put up positive energy around everybody. Put on my happy face even when I'm having tough days. And it's not that I'm trying to hide who I am or nothing like that. It's the main thing, or hide that I'm going through tough stuff. My main thing is I'm thinking about other people, and I don't want them to catch that negative energy. I want positive energy, because I know how much of a difference that makes in the world. If I make somebody feel good or laugh and make their day brighter, they carry that with them. So that means anybody else they're running into, they're feeling better, laughing or having fun, or that energy spreads. Now, if I was sad and talking about all this sad, negative stuff, and they feel bad for me because they care about me, well, then they're walking around thinking, oh man, Darren, man, he's got a lot of tough stuff going on, I wish things were better for him, but they're already feeling that. So then they're carrying that with them around other people, so that energy's floating around, and other people feed off that. It happens. So that's why I try to always produce positive energy. Now, if I'm in a discussion with people, rather than just mingling through daily public or whatever, or just kind of a party or something like that, or whatever, a gathering, or just people on a regular basis, that I put on my happy face for. But now if I'm having a discussion with somebody, that's different. If we start discussing things, then some of that stuff might come up that's not exactly all positive and happy, because then we'll talk about real life situations, if we're getting into a conversation like that. And that's where I'll use my tough stuff as an example, rather than ever telling anybody, like when they share what they're going through, they'll start opening up to me. And I'm never like telling them, oh, you should do this or you should do that. And that's for that, what each person got to figure out on their own. But what I will do is, when people open up to me, I'll take similar different things that I've been through in my life and tell stories about, well, this happened to me once, and this is what this and this is what I've lived through, and this is what I decided, or how it went, or whatever. And then I can show, from my experience, different things I've been through. And I might even talk about in that situation, but I was young then and I didn't know any better. And that's how that whole story went. But nowadays I know better, so if I were in that situation again, then these are the other options I see now that I didn't see then, you know. So by me doing it that way, I'm not digging into somebody else's life, telling them decisions to make. I'm just sharing myself, and they can see from that and make their own decisions, kind of a deal. I hope that came across the proper way I wanted it to. Where are we at here? My goodness gracious. I am getting pretty good at gum flapping. Flap, 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 flap. So, I don't know. I don't know if I can stay on topic. You know, if I were to write down a topic or something, I don't know if I could stay on topic without going off script a bit. So all these videos kind of all merge together. I'm past 400 now. So, as you'll know, because if you're watching this, you'll know it's past 400. I don't even know what number this is going to be. But I think I already uploaded 403 or 404. And I probably got 10 or 15 on the computer to edit. And I don't know how many I got on this camera right now either. So we're probably at 420 something right now or something. At 420. Some people might come running over here fast. He said 420 here, but he ran over there. Stay away from me. I don't do that kind of crap anymore. There's another side of me. See how I just on the fly with my own goofy humor. And for anybody that doesn't know 420, well, so there's people out there that probably don't know that's like a universal thing for marijuana. You know. So that's what that joke was all about, if you didn't know. And it's funny when you gotta explain a joke. Come on now, catch up with me here. So I think this might be the last one for tonight. I'm gonna get back there and get settled in. As always, thank you for sharing your time with me, watching this video. It means a lot. This channel's slowly growing. I started out with 0 subscribers, as anybody would, right? But I'm up to 85 at the moment, so we'll see where this goes. And I've been doing it for, I think the channel's been going 6 months now, I think. So we're not at too bad of a rate going on here. And then that's on the 85. I could upload the same videos to both Rumble and to YouTube. So at this moment, as far as I know, I got 85 subscribers on YouTube and 60 subscribers or followers on Rumble. So I thank you all. I don't want to negate anybody. I thank you Rumble people too. I'm still learning all this stuff. I'm new to it. But as always, thank you for your time. Thumbs up if you would. Talk to God. There's no special way to pray. If you're talking to God, you're doing it right. You can talk to Him about anything, happy, sad, whatever. And you don't have to talk. You can just think to Him. You know, if you don't want to open your mouth, it's okay. You just think it and feel it. God knows. And He's listening. And He can hear it. How do you know, there's other people out there that can't talk, that maybe they're born that way or had a car accident, but they can still think to God and He can hear them. I promise you. You know, so you don't have to open your mouth either if you don't want to. You can just think it. And whether you talk to Him or think it, tell Him Darren said hi. And thank you for watching. God bless you, and we will see you on the next one.